Cooler conditions and some welcome rain overnight have eased the fire threat across Victoria. But from Ballarat to Wodonga, residents who were in the thick of the firefight yesterday are today counting their losses. 15 homes were destroyed and scores of people in the path of the fires had to evacuate. As we go to air tonight, the fire around Barnawartha in the state's northeast is still burning but presenting no immediate threat. We're joined now by reporter Emma Younger, who's keeping tabs on the situation.
Well, tonight a watch and act alert remains in place for the immediate area around that fire, which is fairly stationary now but has not yet been deemed under control. A water bombing aircraft is still working on it along with ground crews, but the focus now has turned to allowing people back to their properties to assess the damage. For some, there's no home left to go back to.
We were coming in last night, cutting our way through to our home, and it was like, coming into hell.
Blackened properties are still smouldering.
The conditions were like I've never experienced before. The flames were metres high, 5 or 6 metres high on occasions.
Wind gusts of up to 100 kilometres an hour, where sometimes our firefighters were struggling to keep their feet.
The fire burnt through almost 9,000 hectares.
Paddocks are mainly burnt out, so stock's going to be the main problem. Lost a lot of fences and that.
The Premier, Daniel Andrews, has made a quick tally of the damage.
The stock losses are really significant, fencing of course as well. This is people's livelihoods. It's a very emotionally, it's a very difficult thing to have to go through.
Livestock in the area are being trucked out to literally greener pastures.
People now will end up with no stock. And the question is, where do you start from there? The answer is you go and buy some cows and a bull and hope for the best.
3 families with homes here in the Indigo Valley, which is one of the worst affected areas, are having to think about Christmas without their homes. Despite the CFA's best efforts, they weren't able to get ahead of the fire and it destroyed everything in its path. Last night, residents sheltered at a relief centre in Wodonga.
Yeah, just bring the cars, my little boy, some clothes and like the passport and all that things.
It was feared the cool change would fan the flames towards the regional centre, but the change brought a heavy downpour that stopped the fire spreading.
We want to go home with our dog, 2 cats and a budgie.
I'm going to have several glasses of wine, if not 3 or 4, or maybe 5, as soon as I get there.
Working on the cause, there's a couple of things that we're looking at the moment. We're looking at power lines, we're looking at electric fence.
But the cause of the fire is still being investigated as crews mop up.
So, Emma, how long do firefighters have to get on top of the Barnawartha blaze before fire conditions start to deteriorate again?
Well, the next few days are going to be extremely critical because temperatures are going to heat up again towards the end of the week. That is until Christmas Day, which is expected to be the hottest day of the week, when some stronger winds are also forecast. So that's going to be the really critical day. Authorities are hoping that they'll have all fires across the state extinguished by that stage, including this one here at Barnawartha. That's so if any new fires do pop up then, that they're able to throw all the resources they have available at them.
Emma Younger,